As you can see, guys, it's almost 10 p.m. Central Standard Time, Dallas-Fort Worth time. And we got the beans on the soak, y'all. And what I've got here is I've got really good quality dried pinto and black beans, guys. This is Goya brand, okay? And what I'm doing here in this pot is I'm soaking them, okay? No salt, just fresh water, okay? I've been soaking these for a couple of hours, so I'm gonna drain these and I'm gonna put fresh water in them. And I'm gonna let these soak till whenever I wake up in the morning, and then I will start boiling them, making these. These are going to be for our borachos locos, or no, I'm sorry, that's me, borachos locos. Pintos borachos, or drunken beans, okay guys? You'll see these tomorrow when I start cooking them. Good night. Okay guys, so it's the next day, and our beans that we've been soaking overnight have off-gassed, okay? And that's what you have left. So now what we're gonna do, guys, we're going to drain these. We're gonna rinse them again in cold, fresh water, and then we will start to boil them. Again, we have still not used any salt. You wanna wait to the last minute to add your salt, because salt will actually toughen up the bean. You wanna get your tenderness there before you use your salt. Be back in a minute. Okay guys, so we have soaked the beans overnight. We have rinsed them a couple of times. And guys, remember when I was telling you buy the best quality beans available? The reason I say that is because I bought beans at Walmart and little Mexican marts and stuff like that. And I had to pick through them and get out huge rocks, glass. There was actually glass in one of the bags. It was round glass, but it was still glass nonetheless. Dirt. Guys, when I rinsed these, there was no dirt on these. These are the Goya brand, G-O-Y-A, and it's typically a Jewish kosher brand. Whenever you see Goya, G-O-Y-A, it is a good quality, clean product. Guys, there was no dirt on these. There was not one rock. Super, super clean product. Okay, now, no, they didn't pay me to say that either. I just really like a good quality product. Remember guys, when you're cooking, always buy the best that you can afford. Garbage in, garbage out. Good product in, great product out. Okay, now, so guys, another thing with your beans, when you're bringing them up to the boil, which is what we're doing there, be gentle. Gentle with your beans. You don't want them to burst or you don't want them to burn. So we're going medium high just until we start to see a low boil, and then we're gonna turn it down even more, probably to the 6 o'clock location on that dial. And then we're gonna let these guys come to a boil. We're gonna let them gently boil, not a rolling boil, a gentle boil for about an hour and a half. We will then reduce them to a simmer. Now that is when you add all your flavorings, your onions, any aromatics that you're gonna use, and you'll see what ours are at that point. Add your salt, add your whatever seasoning, if you're gonna add vinegar, whatever you're gonna add, tomato sauce. Add it once it gets to the simmer stage of the bean cook, okay? Because all you're doing right now is trying to cook these beans. Now these beans are somewhat soft. I've already eaten a few of those raw ones. I get some of the halves that show up just as halves. I've already eaten those. They're really, really good, semi-raw. Good for you too, by the way. But yeah, guys, so just be gentle with your beans. They'll be gentle with you later, if you know what I'm saying. So we'll come back when these get to the slight boil I was talking about. Okay guys, this is the low boil I was telling you about. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn this down to there. And we're gonna let this go for another hour, and then we'll be back with the aromatic. Okay guys, another little pro tip. If you know that you're gonna be making a big pot of beans, and this, guys, remember, is 2 pounds, not just 1 pound. This is 2 1-pound bags. 1 pound of pinto beans dried, 1 pound of black beans. So if you know you're gonna make a big pot of beans, and you have a ham for like Easter or something, and you have, you know, leftover bone or whatever, it's frozen, of course, guys. Keep that, because that goes right in there, okay? That's a really good use of a good ham bone, guys. That's been in the freezer since Easter, so it'll be fine. Now to that, guys, we're also gonna saute up about a ½ pound of bacon to go in there as well. And of course, some of our aromatics, guys, is gonna be a fresh jalapeno, A couple of Roma tomatoes there. We've got our beautiful miniature bell peppers as well, guys. And of course, a jumbo yellow onion that I almost forgot to put in there. For coloring on this, guys, we're gonna use some smoked paprika too, okay? We're gonna have the smokiness from the bacon. We're gonna fortify that with a little bit of the smoked paprika. We're gonna get all that in our pot, guys, get it stirred around. Oh, we're also gonna add 32 ounces of a low sodium chicken broth. Because remember, guys, we have not added any salt, but that ham is gonna be very salty. The bacon's gonna be salty. We have not added any salt, so we wanna use low sodium chicken broth. Once we get all this incorporated, guys, we will taste our liqueur, our stock pot juice there, soup, if you will, and we'll see where we're at seasoning-wise, and we'll come back. See, we got our bacon. Gonna render that down pretty crispy, probably 3/4 the way cooked, guys. And we're going to add it to our stock pot here. We've got our aromatics in there, we've got our ham bone in there, and we're just gonna let this cook down, guys. We're gonna incorporate the bacon, chicken stock, the paprika into our aromatic filled beans, and we're just gonna let that simmer down until I'm ready to eat. Golly, if I could just speak English, that'd be worth $1 or $2. Be back in a minute. Now guys, if you'll notice, I've got the fire turned off. I'll let this bacon keep rendering, and then I'm gonna let it slightly cool, because all of that bacon grease, guys, which isn't a whole lot really, is gonna go right into our soup, okay? Little pro tip, you don't wanna put that hot grease into that water, guys. You will have a solution or a problem you don't have a solution to. The key here, guys, you let that oil cool, let it get back down to room temp. We're actually going to remove it from the heat because the bacon's done. We're gonna let that bacon grease cool, guys, cool, cool, cool. You put that in that water, guys, you're gonna have a big problem. Back in a minute. Okay, guys, we're back. We've got the bacon and its grease into the stock pot now. It is simmering away, are the beans and all of its buddies. Now, what will happen over time, guys, we're gonna let it's 2:36 in the afternoon. I would expect I'm gonna eat about 8 o'clock tonight. So I'm going to let these guys just slow simmer, and I'll come in here once every 20 minutes or so, and I will stir so that the beans who are on the bottom do not burn or scorch. Yes, that is a thing. And that ham, guys, there's so much ham left on that bone, it will start to disintegrate from the bone, fall off into the soup, and flavor the soup even more. And yes, we will have both bacon and pieces of ham in each bite. The pot liquor, as it's called, which is that stuff right there, guys, it smells wonderful. You can smell the cloves and the brown sugar from the ham in there as well. Guys, I just can't tell you how good a simple, humble pot of beans can be if you just treat it with love and respect. We're gonna let this guy simmer down, guys. Now, like I said, this is pintos borachos. In other words, drunken beans. Now, I went on the YouTubes there. Anybody ever heard of YouTube? I went on YouTube, guys, to be honest with you, when I was researching, recipes. I already had in my mind what I was gonna do, because I've done this before. But I was gonna maybe incorporate somebody else's little trick or technique. Guys, I couldn't find any. I looked at every Mexican bean recipe I could find. Nothing in there was either new nor interesting to me versus what I've already done here. So I was pretty underwhelmed with the selection of Mexican bean recipes. So I think I'm gonna do this under the how-to moniker. This will be a how-to video because quite honestly, guys, you guys deserve a better choice than what's out there currently. And we're gonna let this simmer down, guys, till about, 6 or 7 or so. You will see that the liquid in there will be a lot less. It's gonna reduce down and intensify that flavor. And like I said, pintos borachos. We got the pintos, we don't got the borachos. That will be coming. We'll put that in at the end as a final flavoring agent. Stick around. As Emeril Lagasse used to say, it's a food of love thing. If you don't love your food, you ought not be cooking. Okay guys, here we are about 5 hours in, and you can see the amount of volume that the soup has reduced by. Okay, you can see the rich dark color. You could see that the ham has come off the bone there. And guys, this is just natural goodness. Now I just tasted a little spoonful of that soup. Guys, I have put absolutely zero seasonings in this soup. Not one grain of salt, not one grind of pepper. No nothing, guys. And this soup is absolutely phenomenal. Back in a minute. Guys, if you've stuck around for the day and a half that it took us to make these pintos borachos, I appreciate you very much. And guys, I didn't even show you the best part of the video. So right before I turned the heat off of these beans, I did put about a half a cup of 140 proof corn liquor, which is moonshine, clean Tennessee Hills moonshine, into the beans. Turn the heat off, I stirred it in, I let it sit for about an hour, and you do not taste it in there other than a subtle sweetness. And remember guys, the ham that we put in there was a honey baked ham. It was a leftover bone from Easter. I think it was Easter, wasn't it? Easter, yeah. And so guys, again, no salt, no pepper, no seasonings, no drunken chef, no nothing this time, guys. There was no cholula. There was nothing in these beans, guys, except the natural flavors that we coaxed out of every ingredient that we put in there. So guys, if you hung in there and stuck in with us as long as it took to make this video, we really do appreciate you. We're bringing you this food, guys, because like I said, it needs to be done. It needs to be done. It needs to be done well. So we're giving it our all on this channel. I can't speak for any other channels, guys, but please try these beans, okay? And I hope that you guys like them, all right? So keep watching, and we'll keep posting. Hit that like and subscribe if you would, all right? Barbecue Rockstar out.